Everyone, it's me, Donna. I'm making this video because quite a few weeks ago I was informed that the Gurley line that I thought that I came from, I didn't come from. This is on my mother's side. Um, the line, what it was is there was a confusion between the two Alma Gurleys, okay? Alma Gurley is my great grandmother, but there's another Alma Gurley, okay? Um, and there's only like a 10 to 13 year age gap between the two. And at the time that I was looking, I didn't have access to the websites and the information that I have access to now. So I just went with what information I could find here and there, and other people's trees and all that. So, as it turns out, the other Alma lived and died in Oklahoma. She married a Miller man, and they never had any children. But I did not know that at the time because my great grandmother Alma married a Lee McPherson. So, at least the McPherson side, I think I've gotten correct up to a certain point. I don't know for sure, but you know. But anyway, I'm going with that for now. Okay. All right. That Alma led up to a William Wesley, who came from a Pleasant, who came from a Joel, and all that. Now, I am kin to this line, but it's on further up, okay? But the weird part is I am kin to these other people that are who had descendants that married into this family. Okay, now you can understand on down the line, say from William Wesley or whatever, or even from the Joels or what have you, that I would be kin to some of the descendants on down there, at least the Gurley part. Okay, but what the weird part is on my through lines when I had this line connected up, I was showing kin to to the Stevens, the Roberts, the Griggs, the Cooks, the Moores, the Cannons, and all that in their own way through their parents and siblings and all that. So I know there's got to be another connection somehow, some way. I just haven't figured it out now that everything's changed up. I don't know how I'm kin to all these other people, but maybe eventually I will stumble upon it. But as of right now, I haven't. Okay. All right. The Alma that I actually do come from, I have found records, okay, now that I do have more access to records and what have you, and I went back and talked to other family members and all that, and I have found out that her father was a John Gurley, and his wife was Drusilla Smith Gurley, okay? That information I have found on her marriage records. Now, okay, the records that I could find had her married to Lee McPherson, who is my great grandfather, and she had my grandmother Lena May, her siblings Beatrice and Cora. Okay, so that much I know, but and I'm going to go ahead and just talk about this in case there's people out there or kinfolk out there who might can help me with this. Okay, supposedly, my grandmother and her sisters have a brother. I don't know if he's a half brother, if he's a step brother, or what the real deal is, but they had a brother, or maybe he's still alive. I don't know. I doubt it. But anyway, supposedly he came to Alabama just like my grandmother's. Because, okay, originally I was told that the family came from Arkansas. Okay, but as it turns out, my great grandmother Alma actually was born in Tennessee, and she came to Arkansas, and then that's where she had my grandmother and all that. Okay, well, my grandmother and her siblings and my great grandmother Alma later on in life came to Alabama. Okay. All right. But supposedly a brother came to Alabama, and it was either middle Alabama or South Alabama, somewhere in that neighborhood. He started a furniture store and all that. And one day the story was told that one day her and her sisters went to visit him, and he didn't really want to have anything to do with them or whatever. And that's as far as I know about that story. I would love to find out if they do have a brother, if in fact they do have a brother, if he's a half brother or a step brother or a whole brother, what the real deal is. The records that I could find have her married to a Lee McPherson, and then after he dies, she marries an Edward Murphy. Okay. The information that I have says that Edward Murphy never had any children. Okay. So I know that it couldn't be a stepbrother coming from that. Okay. And of course, they were both older. Like she was older, he was older in life. It was after Lee's death. So she, to my knowledge, her and him never had any children together. So I don't know. I don't know if she married a man before Lee, if that was possible, or, if it is indeed a whole brother that just deserted himself from the family. There may have been a family dispute. I don't know. Um, but I would like to solve that mystery. Okay. But anyway, having said that, all right, I do have information that says that she came from these two people right here. Okay. And the weird part about the Gurley line that I come from, that name is spelled so many doggone different names, it ain't even funny. Okay, the records that I have found, some records have him as John Gurley, as in Girly. Some have him as Girley. Some have him as Gurley, because see, her siblings and all that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean the other records and everything, they, the name is misspelt and all that. Okay. Well, finally, I never thought I was going to connect these two up together, this John and Drusilla, because I looked high and low. I tried different spellings of Girly, Gurley, all that, and I never could find anything. Well, finally, I got a hint on Ancestor for the name Gulley. And I thought, well, what the heck? So I went with that. And guess what? I did find records that link him up to Drew. She's labeled as Drew on the 1880 census records. And they had a daughter, at that time, they had a daughter named Mary and James. Okay. There is a Mary on my Through Lines feature, but there's no James. Like, I don't know if he died or what the deal, or if any of his descendants have done a DNA test or built a tree or anything like that. But I do have cousins who are linked up to this a Mary Gurley. And also, there's another sibling. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it at? Right here. Jackson. Okay. So there is a Jackson Gurley, and the reason why Alma and Jackson don't show up in the 1880 census is because they were born after. Like, this Jackson was born in 1884, and then my great grandmother, Alma, was born somewhere around 1891. Okay, most of the information has her at 1891, so that's what I went with. Okay, but of course, even on the census records, sometimes they'll guesstimate, and marriage records and all that, they'll say estimated date of birth. So you just kind of have to go with that. Okay. All right. So as you can see, I am genetically linked up to a John Gurley, with having at least one of the people that's showing up on the 1880 census as having, and the age matches up as well, because she's born in 1877 in this information. Okay, and then let me find it. Right here, she's at 3 years old by the time it's 1880. So it has her as being born at 1877. So that would match up as far as the age goes. So at least I kind of feel a little more confident with that part. Okay. And then there's other records that, okay, let me go back and show you that um, the marriage records to my great grandma Alma and Edward S. Murphy, as you can see on this record, it does have her father as being John Gurley and a variation of the Gurley name spelled, as well as his wife Drusilla Smith. So that is documented right there. And then, as you could see, also this is documented right here. There's the original document right there, or at least a copy of it on this website, familysearch.org. And then this is the printed out version of that. So this is documented, okay? So I finally found that much, all right? Then also there's information that links John Gurley up with a W.L. Gurley, which I have discovered is actually for William Livingston Gurley. Okay, and there's DNA connections up to that. As you can see right here, this all links up to a Joel Gurley, and there's records that show, where's it at? Let's see. Well, well, anyway, but there's records that link the families up. Like it's all scattered out, but it's there. And so, unless I've gotten something wrong again, as far as I know, it's all linking up. And see, these are the siblings. Like some of these, like a Jess Riley Gurley, he's in the household. There's information that's got him in the household of this William, and then some information has him as a William T. Gurley. Other information has him as a William C. Gurley. So you just kind of have to, but still, it's got him in the household along with my, let's see, he would be this is my great, second great, third, fourth. Yeah, duh, right there's the information. Donna. But yeah, my fourth great grandfather. So this at least links these people, and then the James Alfred Gurley and all that. It's got potential siblings there, and there's DNA links to these people. And I'm trying not to show the names of people that I'm kin to, but luckily these are just initials and all that, so it won't give away the actual real names of the people that I'm kin to. But yeah, there's DNA links up. There's 8 DNA links up to this Benjamin. And there's 1 to this James, 1 to this Jesse. There's 2 to this William. And of course, then also Joel. There's, DNA links up to him. So I know that at least there's a DNA kinship here. Okay. And I feel like I've gotten it right. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm doing the best that I can. I mean, I'm going with what information that I can get and all that. And yes, I'm going ahead and listing them. I'm not one of these to where it has to be exactly perfect before I will put it in there. I just kind of do the best that I can and put the information down the best that I can. And as it turns out, at least it's somewhat right. I mean, you can see that there is a DNA kinship here. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I'm sorry if this video is too long, but maybe this will help some of you other people out there who are looking through this line and you're getting stumbled up, and maybe you stumble upon the wrong Alma or the wrong sibling or whatever, and you end up on this other line when actually it's this line, or maybe you've accidentally ended up on this line when actually it's another line, or whatever. If I can help you in any way, I will do my best. So if you have any comments or want to share anything or ask me any questions about this, I will do my best to communicate with you. So yeah. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. We'll talk to you later. Bye.